He's Charles Barkley, Hall of Famer, joining us on the show. You following this Alex Rodriguez story? Do you care?
Oh, yeah, I care. Alex is a friend of mine, and I'm pulling for Alex.
Do you think baseball's heavy-handed here, or they're the bad?
Of course, they're heavy-handed here. They're very heavy-handed. I think they've been, 211 games. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I think he's going to get some suspension, but I just think they obviously went heavy-handed on him. I think he's got to take his medicine, but I think they went overboard trying to make an example out of him.
Yeah, but Charles, he said he didn't do anything wrong, so why is he going to get a suspension in the first place?
Well, that's a great question, Dan. I don't know the answer to that. I mean, I think something happened, obviously. I don't think you come up with 211 games. I mean, I don't know all. That's a bad thing about this stuff. That goes back to the Jonathan Martin incognito thing. It goes to the Jameson Winston thing. Like, man, there's so many scumbags in the media. I don't know what to believe anymore, to be honest with you. I mean, it's very frustrating now watching television because you're guilty until you're proven innocent now. I mean, I'm disturbed about the Winston thing. I'm disturbed about the Martin incognito thing. Like, 'cause I don't know what's true, to be honest with you. The Jonathan Martin thing, that is one of the more fascinating things that I've seen in my in my life, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't understand if incognito is treating this kid bad, why he texts him 1,500 times. I don't understand. Everybody on that team said they were best friends or good friends. I don't believe the general manager told one player to go punch another player. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what's true. I don't believe in the NBA, and I'm on speaking. This is just my opinion. I don't believe we would let a guy get mistreated in the locker room. Do we give each other a hard time? Of course we do. But I think if somebody saw something going over the line, I think we would say something. So I don't know what's true now and what's not true, to be honest with you.
But what happens, Charles, is everybody has this rush to judgment. Everybody wants to have their opinion and want to get out in front of it. And I always say there's nothing wrong with being right and being last. That just let it all sort out. I don't know what happened with Jameis Winston, but now there's more evidence coming in, and there'll be more evidence. Maybe he is innocent here. The same with incognito.
It doesn't matter if he's innocent or not, to be honest with you. Like, he's guilty now, and he's got to prove it.
Yeah.
I'm always leery. First of all, I take sexual assault very seriously because I got a daughter. But I always get nervous when he was a red shirt guy, nobody knew who he was. Nobody said anything. All of a sudden, he's up for the Heisman. They're undefeated. A year later, this stuff starts coming out. So that makes it uncomfortable for me. Like I say, I don't joke around with sexual assault because I got a daughter, but this stuff happened over a year ago when he was a nobody. Now all of a sudden he's probably going to win the Heisman or get screwed out of the Heisman because now some of the voters are not going to vote for him because he's guilty until proven innocent. These stories, because these guys in the media, man, they all want to try to make their reputation on breaking a story first. I agree with you 100%. That's one of the reasons I like you, Dan. We've been friends for a long time. I don't think you rush to judgment. I think you are letting it play out. But there's so many guys who want to be big time or want to break the story first. They just throw anything out there, and there are no repercussions for them either. Whether this kid's proven guilty or innocent, whatever happens with the story is over with. But it's still some people are going to believe that he got away with it because he plays football at Florida State, no matter what happens.
Well, I think A-Rod, I'll go back to that. I think that he has done more damage to his legacy than anybody else. He said the commissioner has. He's done more damage to it. So that's a little bit different. Jameis Winston just emerging on the scene, and now he is a Heisman Trophy candidate. You got an undefeated season, maybe playing for the national championship. I understand that. The Martin incognito story, I do think the more evidence that comes out, I think there are going to be a lot of people backtracking because it seemed obvious You got a white guy using the N-word, saying this about Jonathan Martin. There was bullying. There were all these things. I think what we're going to find out, as I have been finding out, they were friends. That's not the issue. That this story is not about race and bullying. It's about guys, a big brother, little brother, and a friendship. That's why these Dolphin fans or Dolphin players like Incognito, because they do understand what the true relationship was. I don't know what was going on with the coaching staff and some of those other things, and I'm not standing up for Incognito. Don't know him, and by all accounts, a bad guy, but he was a great friend with Jonathan Martin, and even Martin said that, hey, this is crazy what's going on. With all this stuff.
Dan, I 100% agree with you. That's one of the reasons I like you. You don't rush to judgment. I hear all these clowns on television talking about locker room culture. First of all, I played for 16 years. We are rude, crude, racist, sexist, homophobic in a locker room. The stuff that we have said, we can't say it on your show. We can't say it in mixed company. We can't say it at a dinner table. I miss that, giving each other a hard time. I do. I miss that.
Because if I took a text of yours that you sent to Rick Mahorn or somebody like that, and just
you would think I was racist. You would think I was homophobic. And if you get his text, he said to me, you think the exact same thing. Even my white friends, we slang each other all the time. And, yeah, if you got my text, they would be racist, sexist, homophobic. That's why I think I get so sick of all these guys on television talking about locker room culture. Listen, man, the locker room is a place that's a lot of fun. You always hear guys talk about that's all we miss about playing, all the crap that we give each other in the locker room. And to try to act like, first of all, it's politically incorrect. I'll admit that. And to have all these guys on television trying to explain it, you can't explain it unless you're in the locker room.
The N-word?
Yes, I use the N-word. I'm going to continue to use the N-word. And I get so sick of white people trying to tell me I don't know the difference when somebody is trying to insult me, or I'm using it with my friends in a way where we joke around with it all the time. We talk to each other with it all the time. I get offended when white people try to say, it was funny when I go back to the Paula Dean thing. It was like, well, these black guys use it to each other. It's in rap music. Wow, you're blaming the victim now. I know when me and my friends use the N-word, it's not hatred. It's not hatred at all. I know the difference, Dan, and I'm offended when some of these guys get on TV and try to say we don't know. Well, we shouldn't be using the N-word. First of all, when we use the N-word, it's in fun and love for each other.
Well, the word is not necessarily racist. The person can be racist in how it is used. But
that's right? The only point. That's the only point that I'm trying to make when I talk about that, Dan. How you use the word is racist, and I know the difference when me and my friends use it, or somebody calling me that trying to insult me. That's the thing that frustrates me when I hear these talking heads on television. I know the difference when I use the word. I know the difference. So don't tell me I can use it or not use it.
Can I take a break and come back? We can talk basketball
for
a little bit?
It ain't like I got anything else to do. I'm in Oklahoma.
Wow. You're big in the community there, aren't you?
Do you know what? The people are fantastic. The people were fantastic. I went out to dinner and saw a little bit of the city last night, but I am in Oklahoma. I got nothing to do.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Charles Barkley, kind enough to rejoin us here. Wanted to talk a little bit of basketball. Let me start with the Kobe Bryant time frame here of coming back. And I don't know, you didn't have an Achilles injury, did you, in your career? No,
I did not.
Just trying to come back from that injury to be able to play. What would you expect from Kobe Bryant when he does come back?
I think he'll be solid. I think he'll play well. I think the Lakers, with or without Kobe Bryant, is going to stink. I don't expect anything from them. They're not going to be a good team. But I think Kobe, he's one of the 10 greatest players ever. I think he can come back and play pretty well. But I don't think anything about the Lakers. They're not any good.
Can it be similar to Jordan with the Wizards?
That's a great analogy, Dan. That's a great analogy. I'm not used to using you and great in the same sentence, but that's a great analogy. Yeah. I think that is a true. That's a really good point right there. I think it'll be like Michael with the Wizards.
You'll use that on TNT, won't you?
Well, if you told me that in a private conversation, I would use it. I can't use it now that you've told the world on your show.
You can reference me.
Dan, that's plagiarism.
No. I'm going to co-sign on it. You have my permission.
Listen, that's plagiarism.
No. It's friendship.
Okay.
Yeah. Steve Nash, Peter Vesey tweeted that Nash may shut it down here and call it career.
What is this, 2009? Hey, listen, I love Steve Nash. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. But it's been over for about 3 years now. I love Steve Nash, but it's been over for 3 years. So at some point, your body just gives out. I mean, Steve Nash has been done pretty much for the last 2 or 3 years.
Well, I said that it might be good for both the Lakers and Nash if they do have that decision.
Yeah, I mean, Steve, I love Steve. He's a great guy, great player going in the Hall of Fame. But it's been over for about 3 years now.
How bad are the Nets, Charles?
They old, man. They old. I said coming into the season, I wanted to watch Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce play. And they both look really old. Darren Williams looks old also. I said Darren Williams had to be their best player.
Yeah.
But, I love Kevin. It's over for him. Paul don't look like he's got much left in the tank. And Darren Williams has just gotten old in the last couple of years. So the Nets in serious trouble, man.
And Jay Kidd's going to get the blame, too.
And that's really not fair. I mean, obviously, Jay Kidd is a work in progress. Dan, as a guy who played in the NBA, man, when you get old, there's nothing you can do about it. You can work out as hard as you want to. You can get in, quote-unquote, good shape. But when you get old, it's over, bro.
Here's another thing that you can co-opt from me. I referred to Michael Carter Williams of the Sixers. His nickname, I call him the hyphen. So if you want to use that one, you can. You can drop that one on Ernie and Shaq and Kenny.
Okay. Yeah, Kenny, I'll pass that on to Kenny. He's big on the nicknames.
Yeah, the hyphen.
The hyphen.
Yeah. What do you think?
That's not bad.
Oh, come on.
Listen, these teams better start losing some games if they know what's good for them.
Yeah, all of a sudden they forgot how to tank, apparently.
No, they haven't forgot how to tank. This early, Dad. They'll start tanking soon. They'll start tanking soon, trust me.
All right, don't get in trouble in Oklahoma City, all right?
I'm safe here. I'm going cow tipping right after I leave. Get off the phone, Dad. I'm going cow tipping.
Thank you, Charles.
All right, man. Be safe. Have a great week. Happy Turkey Day, everybody.
All right, buddy. You too. Thank you.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.